It is the days of darkness. The Basilisk is nearing its end, and Oblivion is soon to consume us all. Here amongst those who have been left behind, those who are vile, corrupt, and those clinging to the mortal trappings and vestiges of flesh, are, well, we can't quite call them heroes. For all the heroes are dead. They're gone. They've all gone off to Valhalla, Elysium, heaven, hell, whatever it is that their heart desire. In this case, for our story, we shall simply refer to them as the cursed. The cursed will be the ones who will tell our tale. Those still left behind, hoping for one last shot at eternity, our cursed find themselves in a town of Metzgerei, on an outer barony, with a very odd and lustful ruler. He has summoned these wretched beings to rescue his ward, who has been taken from her chambers in the still of the night. Greed, power, and material possessions drive these soulless husks each and every day. The Baron Volkov Ramenski, will use this to reclaim that which has been taken and that which is needed. Tonight's tale is called The Cult of the Obsidian Dawn. Cursed. You find yourself in Metzgerei's ramshackle of a tavern. Here you know that you are supposed to meet the Baron later this evening, but it's been a long, hard road. Those of you who are loyal followers, those of you who have been summoned for debts owed, find yourselves in service to your once noble lord. Around you, each one of you is taking in the broken, wretched arena that you find yourselves in. Stale beer, maggot-filled bread. Nothing of the true bounty that once claimed the land. At this point, I would really like us to explore how each one of our illustrious players looks and how they are carrying themselves this evening. We'll start off with Ulva. You're in this tavern. How do you feel? How did you arrive here, more importantly?
I feel like I'm swimming in a vat of piss with my mouth open.
It's a good place
It is
to be.
nice and dry in my cave. Been there for 20 years. Not bothering anybody, not being bothered. And then my former queen summoned me. There are secrets that we hold that can make even one such as I willing to leave the sanctity of his cave. And so here I am, this pisshole of a town, hiding in the shadows somewhere, leaning against the wall, my ginormous sword, which is absolutely not helping me compensate for anything, leaning against the wall, my eyes moving shiftily under my hood, keeping track of all those who come and go, for this is a den of scum and villainy, as we all know. I'm dressed in rags, old leathers, barefoot, of course. And I have, perhaps, most disturbingly, a baby sock worn as a necklace. There's a story there. But it is not a story one wants to hear, unless one is rather deranged. And so I lean here, keeping an eye on all things moving, wondering, where the fuck is that stench coming from? Oh, it's me.
And the heiress, the lost queen, Ingrid, where do we find you?
I would be sitting rather proudly in an empty chair, my feet propped up, probably on my disgusting little creature's back, drinking a nice pint of ale, picking the maggots out of the bread as I eat the maggots and not the bread.
Very well. And Mongrel.
I look disturbed. I am following my queen after our failed attempt to take power, and I am eating whatever is put in front of me. Care not if it has maggots or not. Maggots provide protein to keep me alive. Keeping an eye out for the footman to make sure he doesn't steal anything that I have. Hopefully keeping his diseases to himself. Checking my armor occasionally as it is. Bits and pieces I've managed to salvage from what used to be a much better piece of equipment. I'm just hoping that my teeth make me through this.
Oi! You, Miss Fancy Pants! This may be the lion's gut, but you can't bring a leper in here.
What is it you're saying? Come, speak to me. What is it you're saying? You do not like my disgusting little boy?
It's a
My disgusting
leper!
little man?
What's wrong with his face?
Nothing. Why? Why you speak of his face in such a way?
He looks diseased and pox-ridden.
You are ridiculous. Do not speak to me.
I promise I feel just fine. I feel just fine. Would you like your bit of my lord?
No, not at all. What brings you to my tavern?
Well, we are on a quest.
Ain't nobody go on quests anymore unless you're on some sort of mission from the Basilisk itself.
Maybe we are.
You look like you might be. These other three look like they just got shit out of a rhinoceros's asshole.
What is a rhinoceros?
It's a large monster that'll impale you quicker than your last husband.
Oh, so me.
I should like that.
Is the queen like a rhinoceros? I could possibly try and find one for you, my queen.
I think I would like... This is large enough to ride. I can mount it. And not in a sexual manner.
Yes, in a sexual manner, just be honest, queen.
Maybe in a sexual manner. This is to be determined.
The lady has her preferences.
She likes the rough stuff, and the
I do.
disgusting stuff, and the stuff.
And the toe sucking, you can say it. It's okay. Over.
I
Did
can't.
someone call upon me for your job, my queen?
I won't.
I'm going to take my boot off and
No.
offer my foot.
Not again.
Do they need a cleaning, my queen? Oh,
Yes.
they look quite filthy indeed. Give me one of some toes. Oh,
Going to wiggle them in front of the footman.
my queen. Oh, they taste exquisite.
Of course, it is my foot. It tastes exquisite.
Yes, I could put me some of my lard from me bucket on there and give him a good rub in the sack if you like.
Oh, very much so.
Okay, my queen.
I'm going to pet my footman, caressing his cheek and the boils.
Oh, you treat me so
Lovingly.
nice, my queen. I couldn't ask for a better one.
Maybe the
Innkeeper.
barkeep should keep his business to himself and confine himself to selling his ale. Leave the rest of us to be.
I don't quite like your tone, Tusky. I'm just saying. I am the owner of this establishment. You're in my lands, in my town, because ain't none of you sound as though you're from here, except maybe the footman. But even then, he sounds very odd. And regardless of that particular matter, none of you have paid coin for what you are drinking and eating. And if you're gonna continue to suck her toes in a public forum, you're gonna pay for that too, for my mental anguish.
I think we are actually doing you a service. This is highly sought after. It's a free show.
As you look around, you literally see other patrons retching into buckets as they are seeing what's going on.
They love it.
Is that toe gangrenous? Is your footman sucking on a gangrenous toe?
My queen.
Make sure you put that back on. Put that one back on.
Yes,
My queen.
Oh,
May I have the honor of giving the innkeeper his fair due?
Proceed over.
I'll get up, approach him, reaching into my little baby sock. And then I will, like a viper, reach out, grab him by the back of the hair, drag him down, and bring his mouth right on top of my queen's feet.
oi! Let go of me! What? Oh God! What is that? What is
That
that?
is your fair due.
What is that smell?
Now,
Quite delightful, no?
No! It is bloody well not! That is absolutely horrid!
like roses.
now your payment is this. If you shut the fuck up, I won't do this again, and I'll let your head go.
Alright.
Your hair is greasier than a fucking antelope's ass.
Right, or you put your dick in that, and I haven't. So, you know what? I think I'll stick with the greasy hair. I'm not fucking a walking corpse.
This establishment is
Shame.
quite rude.
Now may we have something to drink? Or
Yeah,
do we have to bleed you and drink that?
maybe you don't quite understand exactly who you're talking to, friend, so I'll give you a pass. At that note, though, I would expect you to perhaps gain a little bit of insight into the fact that you are not in your land, and these lands are blessed, and your kind will not be so welcome if you don't toe the line.
I wiggle my toes.
You filthy, disgusting creatures. And he goes over, and you see him go to like this keg that has like a hole out of the top of it. So you know this beer is flat as shit. It is skunky. It is just, and he pours out, and he brings it over and sets it down. Right, 3 silver for the lot of you.
I will deposit my long-ass sword that is absolutely not compensating for anything else on the table. Reach into my pocket, produce 3 silvers.
He grabs it, bites it. Right,
Oh, so you put that in your mouth, but not my toes.
I know where this has been. Let's just say.
Do you?
No, you don't. Do you notice any pockets on my outfit?
Nature's pocket.
He goes,
Only the
he
greatest
goes-
of the pockets is this.
he runs behind the bar and just starts retching.
Another successful sortie, my queen.
Very good, Over.
Your legend spreads.
After
Like
a
her
f-
footman's
my
butt
toes.
cheeks.
Oh my god. After a short period of time, you see someone looking in the closest thing that could be described as a city guard, or perhaps a house guard. Look, coming in with a rusty halberd, a simple chainmail shirt, black breeches, not quite soiled leather boots, and a rusted helmet. I'm here for the ones who answered the Baron's call. I am told that there is a dethroned royal and her entourage in the presence of the Lion's Gut. The Baron will meet with you now. Oh God, what happened? Anyway,
I don't remember. Were you dethroned or defenestrated?
One of those words.
Doesn't matter.
Are you old enough, or well, are you young enough? I should be the correct question to be able to take on this particular assignment.
What do you care?
I mean, fair's fair. Is this your... Well, he looks as though he could possibly be useful, and so does he. What is this little wretch of a thing at your feet, and why is he carrying a tub of lard?
This is my footman. He is quite capable, I assure you.
You don't get hungry, do you, in the taverns? You can have a bite if you want.
It is quite good. It's the communal lard bucket.
Yes.
Keep running.
Right, no. You must seek out the Baron. This way, if you will, please collect your things, and by all that is unholily left in this world, put something over those feet.
I think the footman gathers your shoes and begins helping you back into them.
You might want to put some lard in them. It'll make it easier to slide them in there.
Well, to give them a bit of a greasing.
There's a point. Yes.
Keep the moisture in too. Yes, this is good. Helps the gangrene.
Yes, my lady.
You dropped the toe.
Oh,
Thank you. I wiggle to test it out, and it falls off again.
Oh, McCoy. Just put a little bit more into it, maybe a little. Right.
Yeah. Nice bonding. Yes, yes.
With a very
This could take a while, sir. You
with a
might want
very-
to sit down.
audible splort. The toe is somehow reattached as the pus and mucus from one of the footman's boils acts as some sort of an odd adhesive to reattach the pinky toe of Well, it may be the end of days, but that is no doubt the most horrific thing I have ever seen.
Oh, we have just met. Do not worry.
Yeah, you haven't started yet.
Right. Well, to the Baron's Keep. And he goes outside and he gestures towards the top of a hill. And up there he says, that is where the Baron resides, and that is where the Baron is expecting you. On your way.
Looks like a shithole.
Smells like a shithole.
That's because it is a shithole.
Mm.
You know,
Sounds like my kind of place. Let's go.
that hole takes one to know one. As he stands off to the side and just waits and watches you all go up. Only one, would like to make our first roll of the evening.
Oh, wait. I'll do it. What would you like?
I need you to roll a presence for me, please.
Oh, awesome sauce. I'm actually good at that. Would you believe it?
No.
Shut the fuck up, Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the audience out there, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't read anything.
So he's just going to guess what the number is.
I didn't think she could read anyways.
Reading's a wasted skill.
I like to think that Oliver just pulls out some glasses.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. He pulls out
Yeah.
a monocle and just checks. And then
15. With my my +3 presence.
all right, as you are ascending these stairs towards this keep, you happen to look back and you notice that the house guard is speaking to the bartender, And as he is, you see them light a torch or two and go about in separate directions, different areas of the village.
I will, seeing this, I will reach out and call to my hawk, my faithful hawk, Eldritch. I will summon my faithful companion and ask him to investigate, fly above the village, follow them, specifically the innkeeper perhaps more than the other one, and report to me what he sees.
It lets off a shriek as it takes off from your shoulder. And it does as you obey, but not before flying in low and shitting on the footman before it goes towards town.
I wipe it off of him.
Took
Gently.
me a while to teach him that.
Best keep that thing away from me, pet whiskers.
And you see like a little rat pop out of his hood and kind of nibble at one of the boils on his face.
Is that the same whiskers you had last time I saw you?
Of course it is. Why would you ask me that question? That's a stupid question.
Because I saw you eat the other one.
Don't know what you're talking about. Perhaps you should mind your own business, hermit.
Perhaps I should. If I did, I wouldn't know certain things about you, now would I?
Don't like it when you talk to me like that.
I bet you don't. Now get up there,
Don't
Runt.
think you have much say in the matter.
Let's not forget who's the queen's favorites.
It is true, Over. You do not suck my toes quite like he does.
I don't suck your toes at all.
That is what I am implying, yes.
I've got me special abilities.
I would rather spend another 20 years in my cave, swallowing my own sword, than have your special abilities.
Why, that's because you don't know what's best in life, Over. It's your own problem.
Let's agree to vehemently disagree. Are those things alive? I think I just saw one move. Yeah, one just moved. It went from your forehead down onto the top. One just moved. That one there just moved. Good.
Every once in a while I find a maggot wriggling around in one of them.
Do you name them?
No, I eat them as extra proteins.
It's good protein.
I shares them with my queens. See?
They are quite delicious. The pus adds flavor.
Lots of special abilities.
Salty.
You are
that
right.
just comes from me salt packets I keep in me robe. For the Lord.
Salted lard.
It's a real treat. Have you ever had it?
Doesn't it chafe when you use it to lubricate? The little granules of salt? Never mind.
That is the part that you eat, not the part you fuck.
Well, we use it occasionally for a little bit of exfoliations from now and then. Gotta make room for new growth.
Yes, it is a growth industry. Your face, it's a growth industry.
Thank you. That's probably the nicest thing you've said to me all night, Over.
I know I'll whip myself over it later.
Oh, can I watch?
Just going to ask that, actually. I'm very interested in this whipping.
No, not after last time.
Over, you wound me so.
I'm sorry, my queen. You know I serve you faithfully, but I draw the line at this little thing trying to stick its tongue into my lesions.
The queen likes it. I figured she might like it as well.
I'm not insane.
To be honest, Over, the rumors said different about you.
What, that I was taller? You thought I was dead? Let me tell you, I wasn't dead, and I'm not taller. Comes from living in a cave for so long you have to squat all the time, you see? It bends you out of shape.
Terrible for your back.
It diminishes you. But as your physical form diminishes, your soul grows. I saw things in that cave. Dehydration, lack of food, lack of sleep. All of this makes a man turn inwards. Makes a man turn inwards to the void. Makes a man look past the veil that is around us and see things. See things of what is to come. See things of what has been. Makes a man see his own death. And once you've seen your own death, nothing, not even this large, chugging maggot, can make you want to stick around any longer.
Oliver, I'm going to be so honest with you. You are bumming me out.
He's a bit of a bummer, ain't he?
And at that line, the sky cracks with lightning and it begins to rain.
Figures.
It begins. The end. I say it now. Mark my words. We are all going to die on this quest. All of us.
Yeah, you can die over. It's not what's gonna happen to me.
You die first. Just thought I'd let you know. No stress.
The whole point of bringing you here is to protect, and with your big sword, that is not compensating for anything. So if we die, it is a failure on your part.
I can live with that.
Well, you won't, because you also will be dead. So you actually will die with that.
Yeah, but I die third.
Who dies second? That was not an answer.
And at that, you arrive at the keep after ascending these large, long, slippery stairs in the rain, listening to Ulver's mad rantings, foreboding some sort of end of times for you all. But you all know the bells have not chimed in such a time to denote that it is the end. At least not for you. Now, upon getting to the top, you come to the keep. This walled structure. A tower shooting straight up into the sky, taller than anything you've ever seen, obviously not compensating for something. As you look around, you see that while the town below was decrepit and falling apart, barely held on, leaky roofs, loose floorboards, stale food and beer. Here, it is immaculate. It is well kept. Green grass grows just beyond the gated walls. You can see farther in, large braziers still burn in the evening, despite the rain. And as if on cue upon your arrival, the gates swing open, and you are met with a large wafting of perfumes, strong perfumes, filling your nostrils, crawling through your sinuses, to the point of where you can taste it on the back of your tongue. You know these scents. You know this feeling. This is what's used when someone has died. Upon entering the courtyard, you look around and you see more of the house guard, similarly dressed to that of which you saw below, only they're all eyeing you, whispering to one another, watching you. And after a short period, you come to the footsteps of the keep itself. The hunchbacked man stands there looking at you. Are you the ones who answered the summons?
Correct.
The Baron must speak with you then. He has much to inform you of. Please enter. Enter and make yourselves at home. Oh, what an adoring little. What are you? A pawn? Are you a little? Oh, are you a little shit stain? As he looks at the footman. I bet you serve your lady quite well.
Exquisitely.
I'll bet. Yes. Would you care to be left outside in the cold and the rain? Will you suffer even more?
I would do anything if my queen wills it.
I do not like the way you're speaking to my footman. Please do not speak to him again.
I'm just admiring your assets, my lady.
You do not admire my assets. They are my assets to admire. No one else. I'm going to sort of take the footman and sort of shield him away.
Oh, he must be quite the prize indeed. Tell me, are his holes still tight?
Do not think of his holes,
Too late.
for you will never see them or feel them.
Oh, and this big, strong, strapping lad, with mighty tusks. Oh, he must be the muscle. He must provide the oomph that you need to complete your task, yes?
You're thinking in the wrong direction, oh man. It's more than that.
Well, a good arm, a good back, a piece of solid steel in your hand, and I no doubt can sully any foe that you may encounter.
Indeed, step away that you don't feel it.
Oh, that would be quite ill-advised. And you must be the wizened old wizard. Tell me, does your pecker still work?
I drop my sword, thump on his shoulder.
Ooh.
Are you
the
fucking
master-
done?
No, not quite. You still have to meet the Baron. Yes, come, please, meet the Baron. He's expecting you. Quite
Shut the fuck
literally.
up and take us.
I will. I just need to get the measure of you all first. Now, please come in. Come in. His ward has been missing for some time. He must have her back. Come now. As you go into this initial foyer area, you see sacks upon sacks upon sacks stacked all around the corners. You see everything is gauche. Everything is beyond immaculate. These you can see out of the corner of your eye, one of these sacks is slit open and the silver coin within has begun to fall out. The air again smells of these perfumes. You smell fresh cooked meat, though a meat you can't quite identify, but it does smell oh so good. Ingrid, looking around, you can see this coin. You could rebuild a kingdom with this coin. All of this coin could make everything that you desire, all that you have lost, be brought back. Why, it might even buy you a place in eternity. Perhaps there's more here than simply a missing girl. Maybe you are the one who lives. After all, the rest of them are expendable.
As we're walking, I'm going to sort of linger a little close to the bags of silver, sort of my finger trailing across the coin.
Okay.
So, Elver, does it work?
What?
He asked you a question before. Does it still work?
Inquiring
Of course, it's
minds
still-
want to know.
It's just
Why are you asking me that now?
I had not thought of it before, but he brought it up, and now it is on my mind.
I assure you, my queen, that I am fit to serve.
Good to know.
As you push through the foyer into this chamber with a large blazing fire and a throne set before it. You look around and you see various fainting couches and chairs adorning this large room. Large candelabra stand up off of the ground. It's warm in here, truly warm, as if the cold and the wetness outside could never touch this room whatsoever. You look around and you see small tables with fresh fruits and grapes, oranges, peaches, and wine pouring from pitchers all around you. Various vestiges thrown about the floor, and the all too familiar sounds of those behind curtains enjoying themselves and each other. Yes, you must meet the Baron. He'll make his request of you. Don't worry. Let me summon him for you. Yes. And this walking cane that he has, he wraps it on the ground once, twice, 3 times. And then everything around you, all of that ambient sound around you, diminishes and goes away. And the doorman begins to snap, bones creaking, back straightening, cloak and robe falling off to reveal what amounts to this living Adonis that stands before you. Every part of him would be considered a chiseled work of art. And he looks to you and he says, "Well, I can see that the years have not been kind to you, Ingrid. That is okay, for I offer you salvation through task and purpose. For those of you unacquainted, I am the Baron Ramenski, and this is my home. You all...
That was just for fun. That was just like for kicks.
What do you
Like, we could have been fucking talking business already, but you had to fucking go through that entire fucking rigmarole of fucking lunchbacking and fucking trying to eat the footman and asking me about my fucking dick, and we could have been talking business.
The doorman, you mean? Why, Ivan is a very trusted and loved individual of the family. He is truly one for conversation, to say the least.
God damn it.
Until this moment, we have not spoken, old man. Though if Ivan was inquiring about your manhood, he must have taken a liking to you. Now, for the matter at hand. You all need something. Something that I can provide to you. But I need you to bring me something in return. Now, before you mention the idea of using my own house guard, as you can see, they are otherwise occupied. My ward, Sasha, must be returned, and you will return her. You will find her for me, and that which you desire most will be yours, be it salvation, death, lustful desires, or material possessions, all of which I can provide to you. But most importantly, Sasha must be returned. She must be returned unharmed. She must be returned intact, for she has great purpose to fulfill. And we need her alive.
Bed feeling a bit cold, is it?
Why? What are you implying? Oh, don't hold your tongue now.
You are fucking her, no?
That is of discretion. I don't ask you if you're fucking your footman.
I am.
Yeah.
Have to ask that question.
Discretion is not really her strong suit.
Understandable. I mean, I can see the appeal, don't get me wrong. But no, she is a pure soul, untouched. That is why she is important. She must be returned.
Are you like doing a whole virgin sacrifice thing with her, or?
Well, no, those went out of fashion so very long ago. No, she is going to be wed.
To who?
Is that really of importance?
So
I
let's
have-
get to what?
I have 9,000 silver pieces, double-backed, in the other room. Think what you could do with that. Does that 9,000 silver make it to where you don't need to ask further questions?
Yes, I would say so, actually.
That's what I thought. Everyone has a price.
Mine is quite low at this point, so.
It's quite low.
Indeed.
What about you, stoic wanderer? Are you going to give a fuck, I guess you would say, about what it is that I need from you to return to me?
We're all gonna die anyways. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm here to serve the queen. She says, do this thing, I'll do this thing. Greed is a disease of the soul and not one that I'm afflicted with, but I do have my own concerns.
Well, let's ensure that your concerns don't quite get in the way, shall we? But for someone such as yourself, he walks forward towards Over. And he looks at him. Someone so bereft of life. It would be a shame to waste. And he, with the back of his hand, caresses the side of your cheek. And you feel as though you de-age almost 20 years. And you are back into the prime of your life. Your muscles are taut and toned. The fat on your body withers away, and you become the epitome of that which you were so long ago. So very much so the thing that Ingrid could not find refuting. The thing that drew her eye, every inch of you ready. Now you are full of life. Now you are full of purpose. Do you still seek death? Or
God damn it.
would you like this to remain forever? And he wipes his hand again, and your body crumples and withers and weakens back to its natural state. As you sit there, I can give you whatever it is you seek. You simply must give me what I need. 4 willing souls to retrieve that which is lost. Are you 4 willing souls?
It is a lot of coins, so yes, I'm quite willing.
If
Care
my
nothing
queen,
about-
my queen is willing, then I'm willing.
I care nothing about the safety of your ward. The coin is very enticing.
We have an accord. A bargain is struck. You shall retrieve my ward, and in exchange, you shall have whatever it is that you truly desire. Deal's a deal. And he snaps his fingers, and the doors behind you fly open. Now, the wife, and as he says that, you can literally hear a moan in the background, says that she was taken from her room not but 3 nights ago by the groundskeeper. How she knew the groundskeeper took her, I did not ask, but I trust my wife as much as I trust her commitment. So, I suggest you begin poking around and ask a thing or two. I hope you haven't upset any of the locals. They might be key. You're free to look around her room, of course, should you wish to seek anything worthwhile.
I don't think we upset the locals. Did we upset the locals?
Yeah, we pretty much fucking pissed him off.
Only the one could deal with him.
Yeah, but he's the innkeeper. He's pretty much the center of town. Everyone is gonna want to rally around him. And in fact, as we were leaving his establishment, I saw him and the guardsman talking.
Are they
And each
going
of
at
them-
it?
My queen. You brought us all out here because you want to regain your throne. Do you ever stop to wonder why you lost it in the first place?
You know, Oliver, some people are just unlucky in life, and they cannot help the hand that is dealt to them.
In any case, I saw them conniving and then they each ran off into different directions, so I'm pretty sure that they were out spreading word about our mistreatment of the innkeeper. I would say between this fucker here who's guaranteed to try to fuck us in the ass before this is all over,
Can right now, if you like.
and
Do
the
you have
fucking
the communal lard?
We do.
Do you
oh my
salt it
god,
so
we're
it
never gonna
burns
get
a
anything
little?
fucking done.
I always
I think
carry a
that's-
bit of salt with me.
I think the burning is actually the syphilis.
Look, you fucking degenerates. You dragged me out of my cave to do this. I'd like to get it done. And I'd like for us all to die so that we can fucking be in peace. So, if you don't mind, put the fucking lard aside for 2 seconds. And let's fucking focus.
Over with the amount of crying and pissing around you do, you never be at peace.
Yeah, well, at least I don't have to hide who my mother is.
Mm,
Show us the room.
By all means. And he walks. As he walks forward, you leave the room and go down a hall. He says, "Do not mind the Hall of Agony. Just do your best to keep eyes forward. This is where we keep our prisoners who are out of line, so to speak." And at that, as you're walking through, you see these individuals upon racks on the wall being stretched and torn apart, skin being peeled and flayed from them left and right. You see them impaled in ways that would even make the footman's toes curl. Body parts in buckets. The hallway drenched in blood. The very scene of hell itself. The stench of rot and death. And right as you pass, looking left and right, Mongol, I need you to make an agility check for me.
Great way to start the evening. That'd be a natural 1.
As you walk by and you're walking down the hall, you hear an "Ah!" as you look up and you see a body hung down, and he is cut from his abdomen down to his groin. And at the same time as his intestines begin to fall out, he loses control of his bowels in that very moment, and it falls down, coating your entire body in stench, rot, decay, blood, and gore. I
Good thing it's
told you,
raining outside.
mind your step.
No, now's not the time to take a bath. I'll extend my sword handle down to him to help him up. Come on.
If you
Appreciate
like,
it.
I could help clean you a bit with permission by McQueen.
I would allow it.
Keep it placed, footman. Queen needs you more than I do.
Have it your way.
As you press on, the stench and smell of rotten decay following you, the Baron turns around. Oh, one more thing.
God damn it.
You only have 3 days to find her. For the dawn of the 4th day, well, bad things could happen to us all. So,
Way to bury the lead.
what do you mean, bury the lead? I just needed you to commit. You don't have to go very far. Are you afraid your old, frail self won't be up to the task? It's okay. 1 in 7 men. It's all right.
The fuck are you talking about? Just fucking take us to the room.
As he does, he leads you down this winding stairway. And after a period, you come to a stop. It's a lone door with 2 sconces and fire burning. The door opens and you are met with the fragrant scent of roses, flowers, as if a budding, blooming garden existed within this room. As a marked difference from the staunch decay and waste that you smell in the hallway. But in here, everything is clean. White linens, pinks, pastels. Everything seems to have vibrance of life. And you stand out as if you are the negative to everything that is positive within this room. I'll leave you to it. Try not to spend too long in here. You might get some ideas. And he lets out a small cackle and shuts the door behind him. Inside this room, everything has a very odd look. It looks as though it's many torture devices that have been repurposed or decorated or retuned slightly. You open what appears to be her chiffon, and only to realize that her clothes are hanging on what amounts to the inside of an Iron Maiden. You look around and you realize that her bed has a hay mattress stuffed, but then upon further look, you realize there are giant wheels. This is most undoubtedly a rack. Looking around more and more, those permanent smells begin to fill your senses. What do you do?
I don't
This
like the
feels
way it
unnatural.
smells in here. Awful. What is that? Fucking flower.
I think it is roses. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
I am quite interested in this Iron Maiden contraption, though, I will say.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Do you want to get in?
Anything for you, McQueen. Would it pleasure you if I stood inside?
Oh, I think it would pleasure me quite a bit.
He's gonna wriggle his little body in there.
Like this,
close it?
McQueen.
Yes, just like that. I'm going to close.
As you close the contraption, it closes and you hear a series of gears and winding turning. Inside, footman, you are encased in absolute darkness. There is nowhere to go. There is nowhere to run. Any direction in which you move is met with a poker. Though you are not too tall to be able to see out of the top, you know that there should be a light coming through the top from the candles in the room where you should be able to see out, but there is none. And inside here, looking around, the mixture of pain in every direction that you move, you can't help but give in. After all, it is what your queen would want, wouldn't it? To impale yourself upon these spikes and allow your blood to flow for her.
Oh, it's quite nice in here, mistress.
Do you enjoy it, my disgusting little creature?
Oh, I love it in here. Oh, it's like mother's womb.
Well, I will tell you what, once we complete this little task and have our abundance of silver, I will get you your own.
Oh, you spoil me.
I'm going to open it.
As you open it, you can't help but feel a degree of slight sorrow as you look at your favorite footman standing there, and the spikes of the Iron Maiden pockmarking little indents all across his face and his body, and some of his boils have popped and the pus has begun to flow freely down his face. Oh, that favorite one, that one you named, what was it, Pustulio, upon his forehead is popped and now running down his face, and you can see it, and you can't help but have these overwhelming feelings of what happens if you close the door a little tighter.
I'm going to drag my thumb down the footman's face, gathering some of the pus and giving it a little lick.
I didn't think you could do it, milady, but you've improved the footman's look quite a bit.
You think
Do you
I'm
want to go again?
beautiful?
Oh, I think you are the
I
most
didn't
exquisite
say
creature I've
that.
ever seen.
I would go again if it would make you happy.
Do you want to?
I do. I do. It was quite nice in there.
Without another word, I'm going to close it again.
This time, when it closes, you hear the mechanical whir of the locks locking shut. Only this time, when you see the lock, it turns, and as it does, the lock turns and becomes a half moon, and then it becomes a half sun, and you see what amounts to a stylized rising dawn across the lock, up towards the top, where the eye slit would be for a normal person. You see it slam shut. Footman, inside, you are surrounded by absolute darkness, oblivion in every direction. And in this moment, you can't move. You can't feel. You look down what should be your feet, and it is inky blackness. You look to your left, right, above and below. Darkness. And for half a breath, you hear no sound.
Hello?
You hear no sound emanating. You may have killed your favorite toy.
Hello?
Footman, you hear nothing.
I'm going to open the door with haste.
You go to try and open it, and you see it clicking on the lock as it's not moving and fumbling. You could attempt to try and pry it open, or you can wait for its timer to click down.
Would you like me to try and pull it open, milady?
Yes, please pull it open. This is most distressing for me. I do not want to find another person to suck my toes.
Yeah, it must be running pretty fucking thin.
You'd be surprised the amount of people that are like into that.
Come to think of it, no.
Do you wish to try and pry it open forcefully?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and give me a strength check, please.
That is a 15.
15. So as you go and pry it open and you pull, you're pulling on it hard. You hear a pop and a cling noise, and as you do, a spike shoots out from the side panel, puncturing your hand through and through, impaling your hand, and you feel that drain your blood for half of a second before it recoils, and then it opens. You find your footman standing there.
I'm going to take his disgusting little face into my hands. Do not do that to me again. What's wrong with you? I called out for you and you did not answer me.
I'm sorry, McQueen. I couldn't hear you yet. Got real quiet like in there, like a tomb.
You felt it.
Trap.
You felt the call of the void. The darkness that
Well,
takes all.
Oh my god, all this moaning. I would have liked to hear the call of McQueen. I feel like you'd be right at home inside there. Would you like to go inside, Over? It's nice
I've
and
already
quiet.
touched a void. I don't need to touch it again to know it exists. It hovers right there beyond our consciousness. It is you who must be taught that lesson.
The way you prattle on. Quite miserable.
You try living in a cave alone for 20 years and see if you come out of there fucking chirpy as hell.
I wouldn't have to know, would I? I got me queen to take care of me.
Yeah, well, I just thought you might have wanted to, better your position.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, that's supposed to mean that he who is satisfied with sucking toes will remain a toe sucker.
And what's wrong with that?
There are other things in life.
Well,
Some
at
people
least
aspire to be a toe sucker, though. So what is your point?
She does speak truth. At least I'm not out here compensating with swords now, am I? Over.
Well, if the only thing... I'm actually arguing with you. What the fuck am I doing? I'll go over. Just
Entertaining
ignore
us.
the footman. And is there a window in this room?
There is a large double door, like French doors, that open up into a balcony type area that looks out over the courtyard.
Draw me like one of your French doors. What the fuck's a French? I go over and check the doors.
It's a descriptor, jackass.
Fucking French. I go and check the French doors.
All right, so as you open them up and you look out, you see all of the guards are looking up at the balcony. All of the house guard that were sitting out there, looking, providing security or guarding or whatnot, the main courtyard area. Like they're all looking up as you are this beacon of light emanating from this room out into the rainstorm that is there. And you can feel all of their eyes looking upon you in this moment.
Pull back out.
As you pull
Fucking
back
weird.
in, just on the horizon, something catches your eye. For the briefest of moments, there's a lightning crash, and through the clouds, through the sky, you see a half moon rising in the east, just over a large, thicketed, wooded area. And you recall this coming of the end, the black sun, the void, the sunless day. Something's haunting you. Something's chasing you. What was it you traded to stay?
Turn around. Kurt. I would like, I don't know how this works,
Yeah.
but if you could tell me, I would like to make some sort of roll.
Alrighty.
I want to try and I'm willing to spend an omen to sort of get this. I would like to try and use my, I don't know, guess, esoteric hermitness
Okay.
to try and get a sense of like, to try and read these omens, to try and understand what this moon means and sort of how it fits into the plan of the black sun and all that. Like, basically I want to try to read the omens, I guess is the best way I can say it. I don't know how that works.
So give me a presence test.
17 in my plus 3.
17. You recall the Psalms and something in your reading in your cave. You shall know the last day is come. The sun shall set and never rise. And the day shall be as night, and the night as day. You shall not sleep, neither shall you wake. Enthala shall have her will and drink all color from the world. Those who walk on 2 legs shall be nameless as the beasts of the field. The earth shall wane, bringing black serpents forth from within the earth, and the unnamed enter the earth, passing through the veil, as it is sundered by Dejmon and the underling and the left underling, Nekrubiel.
Does any of that connect to notions of some sort of wedding, or like I'm trying to connect those things to what's going on here with the missing?
Dejmon can be staved. He can be put off for a time if he is wed to that which is pure. But it will not guarantee safety. It will simply buy you time until he bores of that particular individual and requires another.
Okay. I'm going to close the doors. I'm going to turn back to the queen. My queen. My queen. Sorry, I forgot my raspy voice. I'm just waiting to get a drink in game so that I can stop talking like this.
Mm-hmm. What is it over?
I'm beginning to think I'm gonna like this quest after all. My suggestion would be that we... Was it the groundskeeper who took the girl?
Yes.
My suggestion would be that we go and see about this groundskeeper. There's probably nothing to find in here. The answers will be with the one who took her. We need to find out where this groundskeeper lived, perhaps, or if he had any cohorts that we might question. There's nothing for us to find in this place.
If that is what you say, Oliver, I trust your informed opinion.
Mhm. You have, my queen, various gifts. One of them is that you are a queen. I suggested when we meet some of these peasants out there, whoever might be connected to the groundskeeper, that you draw upon this regalness of yours to impress upon them that assisting us would be in their best interest. They should be easily swayed if they see this queenliness in you.
I sort of like fluff my hair a little bit. I am known for my charm, so I did not anticipate that being a problem.
God help us. Was there a way? All right, so going back to the main door, opening that, looking down the hall, is there the Baron there or somebody else, something like that?
Nope. He's gone.
And looking and remembering out the door that I opened that leads out into a courtyard.
It's a balcony. You
balcony?
were about like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
You were like 9 or 10 stories up, right?
Okay.
When you went to the room, it felt as though you were descending stairs. But when you went out of the balcony, you
We
looked
were-
out into the courtyard and you were higher up.
All right. I'll take one last look around the room. I want to look at if there's anything written on the walls or anything like that that might be from a child's hand or something like that.
You find a piece of parchment and you find a small like ink and quill set almost that was shoved underneath the mattress and slightly spilled.
Scroll have anything written on it?
Upon the scroll it says, It is my 18th birthday, and I am to be betrothed to someone that my warden has set for me. Though I do not wish him, I wish Samuel. He's but a lowly groundskeeper, but he has shown me things. He knows the truth of the matter. In these end of days, he knows that the great one-sworded warrior will come, and he will see what is true and what will put an end. He will bring about the lech, who will be murderous and deceitful. He will bring about the one who will come and let greed drive the very nature. And he will also bring about the one who will save me. And through that savior, we shall bring about the Obsidian dawn, and the long-forgotten god of the land will rise again, and he will reward us and bless our union, and we will give birth to the next coming of gods to rule over this forsaken land. Yes, Samuel, I love you truly, and I shall forever be yours. Both heart and loin will be yours for the sake of a new salvation, one under a black sun. I wait for you, my darling. Beyond the grove, through the town, in that special place.
God damn it. I look at Mongo. Yeah, this confirms that you die first.
We shall see.
Hmm.
If it's
Well, our
fated
path
to
is set.
happen, it will
Sorry?
happen.
Yeah, well, fate has a strange way of being fucking fickle.
Am I the one driven by greed in this little note?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like me.
It's literally
Sounds rather like me.
You're all driven by greed. You're all driven by a need
That's
for
true.
earthly things, whether it be silver or toes. Let's go. I think I know where we can find them.
You were in Sasha's room, having just read her unsent letter. And the bird returns, but not before shitting on the footman, and lands on Over's shoulder. It
Speak to
begins-
me, Eldritch. What did you see?
They are amassing at some house. It appears to be an abandoned church, sir. It is quite interesting, though. They all wear these white cloaks. It's quite interesting, and they're all carrying large knives. I'm sure it's just a social club of some kind, but that's where they all are.
My queen.
I do like social clubs.
I don't think this one's going to really work out the way you think it's going to work out. Not the kind of social club where you get social.
Isn't that the point of a social club, is to get social?
That's what I'm saying. This is not a social. Okay, look, fucking, it doesn't
Then
matter.
why would
We're
you
gonna
call
get
it a
ambushed.
social club?
They got knives. We're gonna get ambushed.
Oh. Well, we
Yeah.
have you have a big sword?
Yeah, but I also have an idea,
Oh.
and you're not gonna like it.
Why?
I look at the footman. Hey there, little buddy.
I don't like it when you're nice to me. What do you want?
You're a little fucking gutter rat, aren't you? You like sneaking around, hiding in gutters, hiding in sewers, cavorting around in the dark, dank places beneath the earth.
You could say that. Got a bit of a knack for it.
All right. Let me ask you another question. You know how to set a fire?
I do. Bit of an arsonist.
Right. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go out by the front door. We're gonna make a big show of it. We're gonna go slow. You're gonna go fast, but you're gonna go by the shadows. You're gonna go to that inn. You're gonna set fire to that fucking place.
I think I can do that.
Do you need a tinderbox?
Yes, I believe I will.
I'll reach into my little satchel I carry, and I do have a, I don't know what they call it in this game, but I did take a thingamabobber, Ulver pulls out his glasses, his reading glasses. I think I have it in my bag here. Yeah, fire steel.
Fire steel, yeah.
I give that to you. We're gonna go out the front door. We're gonna make a big mess of it. You slip
Sounds
out,
good.
head to that tavern, set fire to that fucking sumbitch. And as soon as they start hightailing it over there, we'll make our way out.
Right then. Is this fine with you, McQueen?
I look at Ulver, and I look at the footman. Yes, but do be careful.
Yeah,
Always.
be careful.
Footman, probably have one, but in case you need it. He's a sturdy crowbar to smack one in the head.
Don't
We'll
you
pop
worry
open the
about that.
door.
I got myself a crowbar.
Thought you
Very
might.
handy too.
I will talk to my hawk and I will say to fly up there and keep an eye out and try to, scout ahead and make and see the ways clear for the footman. I'll tell you, footman, to keep an eye on Eldritch. He'll show you like if there are places to avoid and so on and so forth, and to keep an eye out to kind of scout out a trail over to the inn.
Going to take the footman by the sides of his face and
Oh,
press
Christ,
a
they're gonna
kiss
kiss. Fuck.
to the footman's lips with tongue.
Oh, my queen blesses me on this day. I couldn't fail now, could I?
Of course not. You are the best footman who has ever footmaned.
Oh, you spoil me so with such flowery words.
I am somewhat of a poet.
Very much so. Now,
Go on with you.
of course. Kind of scurries off.
Does the footman chance a look back?
Of course, my queen's there.
When the footman looks back, you can't help but feel a weird sense of loyalty to him, but also something's wrong. Something's screwed up. His eyes are full of maggots. Mealworms are pouring out of his mouth. His nose is bleeding a black ichor. And just behind him, you see a sun rising. Only it's of pure black. And you hear in the back of your mind words of your members of your former kingdom, words of a great number of people. The dawn comes. You cannot stop it, Queen, any more than you can keep your precious creature alive. And then you blink for a moment, and then you see your smiling wretch of a footman licking his lips at that ever so tender kiss.
I'm going to look to Ulver.
Ulver looks dead. You see his throat slit, his eyes gouged out, being pecked out by his bird. His ribs, the bone exposed, the cloth gone.
I look to Mongrel.
Mongrel, his mouth is agape, and a spear protrudes through it. His legs ripped off, his arms ripped off. His own sword impaling him from his posterior through his heart.
I think I might have hit the ale a little too hard. I'm going to go stand in the corner and just stare at it for a while.
You blink again and they look fine. And you remember the echoes of your last advisor. Everything you touch dies.
Shut up. Voice in my head.
Excuse me, milady.
Yes, Mongrel.
You spoke. Did you need something?
No, do you ever hear voices in your head, Mongrel? Tell me. Be honest.
I ignore them. They tell me to do things that are not beneficial to my life.
Like bathe.
Yes.
Oh. Thought it was going to be something sexy. Never mind.
In the back of Mongrel's...
My apologies, McQueen.
In the back of Mongrel's head is just fucking metal playing. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die.
Yep. Pretty much.
So over, we
Yeah.
wait for my disgusting little cretin to
Well,
accomplish
no,
his
we're
task.
going to make a show of leaving so that they start coming our way. And give him a chance to get out there and set fire to that fucking shithole. So, we're gonna go out the front door, and when we do, you should make a bit of a stink about getting paid.
Oh, I can do that.
Mm,
Money is very important to me.
Very important to us all. Well,
Speak for yourself.
maybe not Ulford.
I want nothing of the worldly things. All is ash and dust.
So then you should just strip naked and lay your weapons down.
Just because I reject earthly possessions doesn't mean I'm a fucking idiot.
Just saying, there is some value in earthly possessions.
So we should take your share then, too.
You can have it.
Wonderful.
A lot of good it'll do you when the black sun rises. And your skin rots away and turns to sludge, and your bones turn to caticle, and your silver melts away and becomes rancid and returns to the earth from where it came from. Then you'll come crying to me, but Ulver, Ulver, what is the meaning of this? What should I have longed for? What should I have gathered to my bosom? And I will say, nothing could save you.
Oh, Ulver, you say the funniest things sometimes. Just hilarious.
Mm,
I'm gonna give him a pat on the back as I walk by him.
let's go.
As you leave, you can't help but remember an old parable from prophets long lost. You're fairly certain you have one of the few remaining scrolls in which these prophetic words are written upon. Throw away your mortal trappings. Throw away your flesh. For all we are is dust in the wind.
Fuck.
Footman, it is time for you to roll some dice. I need you to make an agility roll to see how stealthy you in fact are.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages to. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to use the reroll if it's rerolled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way with the omens that I can add like bonus to what I'm rolling for?
You can reduce the DR by 4.
Okay, let's do that. I will use
Okay.
one of my omens to do that then.
Okay.
So that's a 15.
All right. So, as you call upon what vestiges of power that still exist within the lands, you seek forth the omens that are bestowed upon you upon waking each day. And at that, you hear the cawing of ravens and the sound of bones snapping. And it's as if the shadows itself envelop you, and you are able to move unseen at this time, walking past the house guards, distracted, each one in turn, as you slip through between them, around them, through them, and find yourself outside the courtyard, beyond the gates. And you see the town, dilapidated as it is, below you. The humid, wet air of the rain filling around you, making your clothes stick to your body. It doesn't bother you. The queen has given you a task, and you must fulfill it. Where do you go?
Going to head towards the inn as I was asked.
Okay, so as you make your way towards the inn, you come towards the edge of town and you see more individuals moving about. You see them in white hooded cloaks around each other with an emblazoned symbol upon their heads. Moving around, torches lit in the rain. Not quite patrolling, but definitely keeping an eye out.
I'm gonna hunker down
Okay.
where I'm at, a little rat man, just kind of down in the mud, and I'm going to wait for the rest of my party to come, because I remember Ulver saying that they were going to seek to create a distraction for me so I can get closer.
Back at the keep. What doth Milady do with those still loyal to her to cause such a ruckus as to divert the attention of the villagers?
Should we take a couple of silver just for like a down payment?
Sounds respectable.
You know, you're supposed to take like half up front, and then you come back for a week, complete the task, you come back, you take the rest.
If the bags are there, you can take whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm going to start to shovel some silver into my pockets, loudly announcing, we are going to be taking just a nice little, it's very small down payment. Do not mind us. We need to assure that our payment will be here when we get back. Baron, it is always so nice to see you.
But why? You haven't completed the task, and what am I to do should you perhaps perish or die in such a way that I am unable to recover the coin? Tisk,
We will not do
tisk.
that. So that is fine. We don't even have to
Oh.
think about that. We will be back. We will bring your reward to you. Everything will be fine.
Oh, are you giving me your guarantee?
Yes. This is my guarantee as a royal that we will accomplish the task for you, I say as I'm shoveling coin into my pocket.
I require a token. Something of you that I can keep in safeguard to know that you will most assuredly return for.
Like a piece of hair. Do you want a toe?
You do prize them so.
Take off my boot and take my pinky toe off.
As you slide it off and the lard is still clinging to your frostbitten and gangrenous flesh. This will do. And he takes it, and from behind him he produces a necklace that's on a needled thread. And he pierces it, and it slides through and comes to rest next to an ear, a finger, another toe, a deflated eyeball, lips. Little tokens he has taken from those who have gone before you.
I am a little upset that I am not the only toe on that little string. Much to think about.
He fastens it around and he goes, "Don't worry. It'll be my new favorite thing." And he reaches the toe up and puts it in his mouth and begins to suck on it like a pacifier. And you can see the green ooze of the gangrenous infection begin to push out of the backside of it. And somewhere down in the town, the footman feels angry for some reason, and he can't quite understand why.
I look at Mongrel, and you wonder why we want the fucking end to come to this fucking world.
Comes a little bit clearer every day, doesn't it?
What are you two whispering about?
Nothing of importance, my lady. Promise.
Yeah. Promise.
I don't want your promises over. They are usually weird and make me nervous.
That's because they come true.
Don't want it.
Very well, Your Highness.
Oh, one final thing before
Oh, God damn it.
you and your wretches take off.
Yes.
Try not to murder everyone, or you will replace all of those lovely holes that reside down in the village.
You
Are
say
you talking
holes?
about like the buttholes or?
We can make new ones.
How do you make? How do you make a new butthole?
You see him.
Like,
You see him like gesture towards the wall, and you see like an old hand drill, right? Like mounted to the wall.
with determination, my lady.
I'm going to have the footman try that out later.
If he's got all these wonderful tricks, why doesn't he fucking find his own niece on his own? Daughter, niece, what was she? Ward?
Because
Oh, God, he's got an answer. Fuck.
I do. Because you see, I am destined for greatness. You, however,
Yeah. Shut
destined
up.
to
All right,
be-
let's go. Walk out.
he just kind of like, well, quite rude. It will be noted.
What a weird guy.
Everything we've seen, and that's the weird one. Jesus. Who the fuck is Jesus? I don't know, but, you know.
Heard he was this dude walked on water. Somebody told me he knew what the stones were, though.
I heard they turned
Um,
water into wine. Pretty fucking pog, if you ask me.
Yeah. But what if he turned water into toes? That would be a fucking trick.
It's a very strange ideas from what I've been told.
Bleak, you smelling toast right now? Just checking.
Oh, God. They look like roast beef.
As you progress through the courtyard, you can feel the eyes of the house guards staring at each one of you in turn. Although all of them looking for a reason to attack you, to take what you have. You can feel their lust and greed crawling over your skin as they look and assess what each one of you carries, what each one of you has. And then, just like that, you're outside the courtyard. Looking down on that small village. People moving about. And you know someone is waiting. So what do you do? How do you approach this dastardly deed of a plan that you have laid out?
Well, we need to make sure that they see us coming out and that they're ready to come at us. So first thing we're going to do is, are there any citizens?
Oh, yes, there are. But you are a good distance away. You'd have to definitely get closer for them to notice you.
Hey, mongrel.
Yes, Oliver.
I seem to remember that you used to be in that barbershop quartet. Got some lungs on you, right?
I do have some lungs. This quartet is, but what do you need of me?
I need you to walk ahead of us, and I need you to announce very loudly that this is Queen Ingrid, and that they are all peasants who have to bow to her and offer her worshipfulness, and make sure you mention much kissing of the toes.
That part is very important.
Indeed.
As loud
Okay,
as
so-
you can. In broad broadcast it as much as you can, and I look at the queen. Have no fear, my queen. I will be by you if one of them slips by, but I have faith in your footmen.
It is fine. I have a knife on me.
Well, okay then.
I will stab someone. Hopefully.
We'll arrange for that. Go ahead, Mongrel. Do your thing.
So, first thing that Mongrel will do is definitely pull out his shield, getting ready for any people that may step forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is going to cry out loudly, "All hail the Queen! Please come from your homes and worship her beauty, her wonder, her toes. All come. All are required."
At that, you see several people walking along the front of the buildings turn and look. And they all start to walk out into the street, into the raining mud. As they look at the end of the street, and they form this odd, straight line. And you see them all in their white gowns, their white robes, faces covered and concealed. The only thing that is seen is the emblazoned black sun across what would be their faces. And they begin to walk forward, their knives out, saying the same thing. The dawn approaches. She will bring about the resurrection. She will ensure that the land is reclaimed. All will die in her name.
Turn to the queen. I do have to wonder, though, what the purpose of a death cult is in a world that is so beset by death. It's like worshipping cheese in a world of cheese. Like,
Seems a
you
little
don't
bit
need to bring
redundant,
about
no?
more cheese. Yeah. Like, there's enough cheese already. We don't need
Yeah.
more cheese. Just
No,
leave
this
the
is
cheese
just
with.
why not the life cult, you know? Why not the cult of like bubbles?
Yeah. You go against the grain.
Yeah. I'd like a bubble cult. I think that would be fun. Hey, have you ever seen that trick where they take the bubbles and they put it in their hoo-ha and then they
No.
Hmm.
My queen.
At this point, I think Mongrel's probably going to draw his sword and start slowly backing up and look to Ulver and Milady and say, "Excuse me, but we seem to have attracted the wanted attention."
Don't worry. It's not a cult. It's a social club. And I will call out to my eagle to give the warning or give the sign. My hawk, give the sign to that wretched footman.
Footman, from the shadows you see the commotion, and you feel the all too familiar as a chunk of bird fecal matter lands right on the middle of your forehead as you are looking up. Must be the sign you were looking for.
I wish that bird knew how to aim a bit better. Could have myself a snack. Never mind then.
He's gonna head forward and start a little fire.
All right, so it is raining outside. It is actively raining outside. So if you're going to start a fire, it has to be from within.
Right.
So you sneak inside, and then you find yourself not alone in there. You haven't been spotted yet, as the bartender's back is turned. But he is in there as well. Outside, the line of individuals. Trying to think. Yes. Ingrid would be able to count. Numbering in 10. Are walking towards you in a single file line. Or in a flank line. And at this point, we're going to roll for initiative.
Shit.
Now, initiative is very interesting in this particular game. Initiative is rolled by a single player. It is a d6. On a 1 through 3, the bad guys go first. On a 4, 5, or 6, the cursed go first. And that is it. There is no other order other than that until all of the cursed or enemies have gone. Then it flip-flops over. There is no back and forth. There is no other form. So the question becomes, who is going to roll that d6? Who is going to place the fate of your party in their hands?
Our queen, of course.
Yes, the queen.
I'll roll it. It is fine. I'm very powerful, and the fates bend to my whim.
Mm-hmm.
4?
That means that the heroes go first. You can call yourselves that. So what that means is you each get essentially a move and an action, right? That is what it is. For the full extent of whatever your brain can come up with as a move and an action. And that is exactly what you get and what you can do. That is everything from utilizing your powers, if you have any, using a scroll, if you have one of those, or using any sort of innate or special abilities that your particular class may have. Also, this covers trying to heal a friend or trying to stab somebody, unheal a friend. That's your pick. So, with you having it go first, as it's your people, which one of you is going to go first? Who is going to take the first action of the round? Crickets. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go with the.
No, sorry. I just realized that we didn't roll for my my powers.
You didn't roll for your powers?
Yeah, I get something per day. No.
You get a D2, D4 per day.
Yeah, we didn't roll that.
So roll a D4.
Oh, Jesus, man, Christ! Give me a second here. I can't see anything.
I know. You could have your illustrious queen roll the D4 for you.
That's right, I got it. I don't trust her further than I could fucking bowl her toes, which admittedly is pretty far. 3.
3.
Only a
So you
little
have. So you have. You can use it 3 times until you have slept. So, who is going to go first? Is it going to be the footman who is by himself?
Yeah, I'll go
it going
first.
Okay. What do you wish to do?
So I've snuck in and the footman hasn't seen me yet. Or I'm sorry, the bartender hasn't seen me yet. He's the only other person in
Correct.
here right now.
That is correct.
About how far from me is he?
I would say he is approximately 15 feet from you, because he is at the far end of the building where the bar itself is at, and you see him tending to the things that are behind the bar. Though you do happen to notice that there is a rather large axe and some sort of a cylindrical device that is sitting on top of the bar itself.
Okay. How is the bar set up? Is there like a space where he has to come out around the
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to try to sneak up to the bar
Yep.
and place myself where he would have to come around the bar.
Okay, go ahead and give me that agility roll, please.
All right. I'm going to use another one of my advantages, my omens,
Okay,
to make that check a little easier on myself.
sounds good.
And I rolled a 20.
All right.
Didn't even
So-
need it.
Didn't even need it. So you roll up to it, right? All like Mission Impossible level music starts playing, and you are from standing to crawling on your belly, which is oddly arousing, and then you're back up onto your knees, again, oddly arousing, and then you're crawling quick as you can over to it, and before you know it, you're plastered along the side of the bar itself, and you can hear him just on the other side, moving back and forth, the metal cleats on the underside of his boots clicking on the wood as he walks back and forth, mere inches away from where you are.
Do I have any actions?
Technically, yes, that would qualify as a movement.
All right. I am going to take the bear trap from my bag and very carefully place it where the bartender would have to walk if he were to leave the bar.
Okay. So for that, you are going to need to make another stealth roll, as it is a large and clunky machine. Essentially, you need to be able to set this trap as much as you can. All right. So go ahead and give me that agility roll again to set this particular trap, and not have him notice what you're doing.
All right, I am gonna. I feel like this is a higher goal that I have to hit here, so I'm gonna use my last omen, my last advantage.
Please go on. What do the fates say?
I rolled a 14.
A 14. It's a good thing that you used that reduce the difficulty rating, as you do manage to set up the trap that is needed outside, unbeknownst to him, but knownst to you. This completes your actions for the round. Outside in the rain, who of our illustrious three staring down this small group of cultists is going to go first?
Question about the terrain. So we were coming down from the fort. I'm guessing that area is kind of limited in space, right? Like it's not very wide.
It is the you're talking about the coming down from the keep?
Right.
Yeah, it's literally like it is like quite literally like a 4-foot wide staircase that just goes
Okay.
back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Okay. Considering what I own, I can go first if unless somebody else has a better idea. Although I'm mainly going to be moving into position to protect the queen.
Okay.
And trying to make it so that they have to come up the stairs to us. But I would like to see if there's like any I mean, considering the setting, I figured there is tons of trash and ready things I can just throw at the cultists.
Okay.
And I just like to just grab and just huck something at the one of the cultists, try and throw them off.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. For this, you're going to utilize your presence as you are trying to throw something at them.
Okay, and I think I'm going to use one of my omens to reduce difficulty on that.
Okay.
It's my agility is my presence is horrible. Yeah, I'm glad I did. So it's an exciting 8.
An 8. Well, unfortunately, an 8 is not quite enough in order to nail one of the individuals with a piece of trash. You happen to pick up what amounts to a medieval cinder block and attempt to chuck it. However, your strength finds slightly failing. Perhaps you lost your grip, or maybe your heart wasn't in it. And it throws and it goes and it lands onto the mud with a splorch sound. And who's next?
I would say, or look at the queen and say, my queen, now would probably be a good time to exert your queenly ways and powers. And perhaps get them to, as they used to say, Shitamiata.
I was just going to bash their heads in with a flail. Is that all right?
Well,
you wanted diplomacy, didn't you?
No, I wanted a little bit of, royal fear.
I thought the flail would accomplish that.
Yeah, it's probably just going to get them pissed off. I'm saying, step up, be a queen. Order them to lay down their weapons. If nothing else, it's going to confuse the fuck out of them and give your footmen some time.
I will do that then. I will announce to them, lay down your arms, and we will not be forced to kill you.
You may make a presence roll to attempt to convince them.
You may use an omen.
I got a 18 on the die, and I have a 2 presence, so I don't think I need an omen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sexy.
so I need you to roll their morale. So for that, you are going to roll a d20. You need to roll under a 12 in order to ensure that their morale is broken and that they will bend to your will.
Can I use an omen for this one?
I'm going to say no.
Boo. 3!
They take several steps back at your regal presentation, more along the lines of they overheard your conversation as you are no more than 10 feet away from them, and are looking more towards the mace that you have in your hand than anything else. As they begin to back up, and they begin to flee.
Shoo.
Over.
That worked out great. I'm just gonna put my sword on my shoulder, look towards the inn, and wait for the fire.
Inside, we need to roll another d6. The round has been completed, and at the start of every round, we do a brand new initiative. Who's going to roll the d6? Can't be the same person.
The footman.
The footman.
Roll it with
I
your
rolled a
feet.
2.
The 2. So I need you to make a dodge roll for me. That is going to be you. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to roll your a d20 plus your agility, whatever it is, to see whether or not this next action happens.
I rolled a 9.
A 9. Okay. So, as he turns around, you hear him go, "What is that? Is that a bear trap? Who put this here?" And you can hear him walking towards the bear trap. You hear the unmistakable shing sound as you're fairly certain he just grabbed the meat cleaver that was behind the bar. It is your go.
I am going to... Can I do like a hold action kind of situation? Like, can I prepare myself for him to come around this corner and have something readied for him?
His actions are essentially completed,
Okay.
right? He readied and moved forward, right? Waiting for your action. Now that his actions are completed, if you don't do anything, it will go to them, and then we will re-roll initiative at the start of the next round.
Okay.
Stab him.
Now that I know that he notices my bear trap, I'm going to hop out from around the corner with an exquisite bottle of perfume in hand. And I'm going to attempt to blind him with this perfume and just start on that atomizer in his face.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll. For this, you'll use presence.
I'm zeros across the board. I rolled a 16.
Okay, so it's 16. So you pop out. How does this look? What does this look like?
He is just, hello there, brute, did you miss me? And he just pulls up, he has a very classic looking, exquisite perfume bottle. It was actually to be a gift to his queen, but now he must defend himself because she told him to come back alive. And he's just going to town on the atomizer right in his face.
Roll a d12.
It's a 6.
So as you pop out and you squirt him at it, for my lady, as it's Adam like spraying in his face, blinding him, he trips and he stumbles backwards, and you hear a sink as the bear trap closes, cutting him into 3 parts as the metal teeth cuts through his upper arms and rib cage as well as his abdomen, leaving what essentially is the middle of his chest in a pile in the center of the bear trap. His upper body, the shoulders and above, falls down and over, blood and guts spewing everywhere. His leg begins to just twitch there, and that aroma of death and blood fills the air, mixed with the fragrant, powerful stench of perfume.
Tuck my perfume bottle back away. It's quite nice, isn't it? He's gonna bend down and start to remove one of the bartender's shoes.
As you begin to remove one of the shoes, his leg twitches again.
Bit of a fighter. Bit too late, innit? And he pulls out a dagger. Am I in free actions now because I'm no longer fighting this guy?
Sort of. We're about to resolve something here as you are pulling his shoe off.
Okay.
As you do, the gaping wounds above his pelvis and below his abdomen and across his upper chest area, you see tentacles begin to flail and whip around out as if they are searching for something around, grasping, looking like something out of a bad John Carpenter flick, flailing around and actually searching for stuff. And you feel one of them brush across your skin for a moment, and the very briefest of moment, you're filled with dread. Outside, you hear a guttural roar. You hear a sound as though it is a mix of what we would call a foghorn mixed with that of a bear. And you know something incredibly bad is about to come down that street.
Kurt,
Mm-hmm.
buddy,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as a bad John Carpenter flick.
Ah, fair. That's fair.
Just, wanted to clear
Listen.
the air.
Listen, I can love a bad movie. Just throwing that out there.
Just say. I will. Okay, we hear that roar.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
What is that?
Well, it's one of 2 things. One, it's your footman experiencing an orgasm.
No, that's not what he sounds like.
Yes, he sounds
do you
more
know?
like,
Are you sure? In any case. Or it's some sort of being, demon from another dimension. Either way, I think we should just leave town.
It is an option. The Baron has my toe, though. I think that is going to be an issue.
You have 9 more, right? Plus,
Give
you
or
can
take.
always. Plus, when we replace your footman, you can always take one of theirs and fucking stick it on your foot.
What do you mean
Right.
replace my footman?
Well, I mean, whatever that thing is probably going to eat him.
You do not know my footman very well.
That's what you think.
He's very slippery. That's why he's covered in lard.
what are
Wow.
you going to do? You are still technically in initiative.
I'm going to say one last thing.
Yeah.
If you want to see him alive, I suggest we go and try to find him, because that's probably not going to be a good sign. It's probably not a good sign, that roar.
I'm going to make my way towards the inn.
Okay.
I will do the same. Calling
As
to
you-
my bird. Caw, caw.
And the bird comes and he lands down on your shoulder, and he just,
What was
Hey.
that? Was that the footman ejaculating?
What? No. Why are you so obsessed with how the footman gets off? It's starting to bother me a little bit. You have me shit on him all the time, and you want to know how he orgasms. It's just like release that sexual tension with him if you need to. Jesus. Anyway, oh God, he's sticking his tongue out again. No, there's big bear come, big bear, like very scary, like probably eat face, big bear.
Where? At the inn?
No, down at the end of the street.
Oh. Fuck. All right. Find us a path to the inn.
Like the inn is right there. Like
Oh.
it's not like a down the road, down the way kind of thing.
Way to
Like, it
fucking
is-
bury the lead.
Look it, I found us a path to the inn.
I'll fucking kill you.
Don't talk to your queen that way.
Jeez. All right.
Yeah, please don't. She might make me try and stop you.
Yeah.
As you press into the inn, you are met with this sight of the footman trying to what appears to be take a shoe off of a dead body. The smell of blood and viscera fills the air, and you are seeing these odd tentacles flailing out of the gaping wounds of the bartender as if searching for something.
God damn it.
Why does he have tentacles?
What the hell did we find?
Did you do this, footman?
Yes, McQueen, I killed him for you.
I'm gonna like go over and just like scritch the underside of his chin. You are such a good little disgusting creature.
I need you to make an agility check at this point, my queen.
Can I use an omen?
Sure.
So does that lower the difficulty?
You can use it for that. You can use it
Okay.
as an automatic success, or you can use it as a reroll.
Can I use it as an automatic success?
Sure. So as you use it as an automatic success, you're giving your goodest little boy scritches under his fucking chin, and if he had a tail, he'd be wagging one, but he's got protrusions coming from other places. As you jump out of the way, as the tentacles themselves try to grab and latch onto you, and the body begins to reassemble itself within the jack, or within the bear trap itself, taking the jaws into its flesh, forming a fucking snapping spring-loaded jaw as the body reforms and stands up, staring at you, eyes devoid of all color, just black orbs fill his skull, and the sigil of the emblazoned sun begins to burn itself across his forehead as he looks out, and his arms begin to elongate into massive claws. Who's going to roll initiative now?
Mongrel.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll turn him in the barrel.
Normally I'd be
Oh,
really
6.
into the whole tentacle thing, but
A 6. The heroes go
6.
first. Who is going to go first?
I'll go first just because Mongrel's first reaction upon seeing that is stab the living hell out of it.
Go ahead and stab. Make a stabby stab.
Oh, that is a 19.
A 19 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Excellent. An exciting 2 damage.
2 damage. I need you to go ahead and roll a d4 for me. As he is now part mechanical contraption, it is conferring a level of armor to him, giving him a damage reduction, because armor itself doesn't add to how hard it is to hit somebody, but it does actually make it to where they are harder to wound.
That is a 2.
That is a 2. So as your sword goes through, it clings off of the armor. It's off of the mechanical components, which are now melded with its flesh, though you most definitely have its attention. Who will go next?
Oh, I can.
What the fuck was that?
Do I have any clue what the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that? What this is? It's some
Yeah.
sort of an abomination. Since the gods have left the land, all sorts of abomination, forsaken creatures, amalgamations of science and steel mixed with flesh have managed to take over areas of the world because there is no good left in the world. And you are seeing a manifestation of that. You're all gonna fucking die.
Way to bury the lead. I'm gonna be like, flip the sword over, grab it, go on in, take a swipe
Okay.
at him, and try to sever the tentacle action.
All right.
I lose one of my advantages.
Alrighty, go ahead.
That is going to be a. Hold on, what's that? My strength or my?
You're gonna use your strength for your sword.
Yeah, so it's 15.
All right, so a 15 lands. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Why don't I have the damage written? Oh yeah, okay, it's a D10. Never mind. 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage as your sword cleaves into its flesh. I need you to make a strength check for me, please.
Oh, damn it. That is a 12 plus 1, 13.
13. All right, so as you manage to cleave in and you go to pull your sword back to regain control of it, you feel those massive jaws clench down on the blade, and you hear that sound of metal on metal scraping as you're able to pull it away, and the trap closes completely before resetting. Who's going now?
God damn it.
Do I see anything flammable around me?
Oh, you're surrounded by booze and alcohol and liquor and all kinds of stuff like that.
I'd like to start a little fire.
You gonna like make a Molotov cocktail? What are you doing?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. There is plenty. There is a bar cloth there. There is alcohol there. I mean, you can easily make that fairly quickly. What do you wish to do with it?
I want to light it and lob it at this beast.
All right. Go ahead and make a presence roll for me to see whether or not you hit this beast with your Molotov.
16.
A 16 will hit. I need you to roll 2d6, please.
Was that for damage?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to use my omen and do max damage.
As you lob this particular, it cracks and burns right in front of you. Over, you see this thing become a blaze and a light, and it lets out this blood-curdling screech and scream as it sends chills through your body, as it sounds as if it's not one but 5 different people screeching and screaming as it is on fire, its arms flailing about. Ingrid, what do you do?
I've used my action already. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I think I'm going to try to just put it down one, hopefully with my flail.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
That's going to be a 14 on the die.
Do you have any bonuses to it?
Is that strength or?
Yes.
So I have a minus to strength. Can I use an omen to lower the difficulty?
Yes.
Okay.
So your mace will connect due to the fact that it is on fire. And go ahead and roll the damage of your mace.
That's going to be a 7.
Okay. You do 7 points of damage to it. I need you to roll a d4.
2.
2, so you in fact only do 5 points of damage to it, even though it is on fire and flailing around. I need you to make a strength check as your weapon connects with the body.
Natural 20.
Okay, well, fair enough. You slam against it, and you manage to pull your arm back as its jaws snap shut for a moment before automatically resetting on itself. I need, because it is the end of y'all's collective activation, I need the footman to roll an additional d6, please.
A 4.
4. It takes 4 additional burning points of damage as it turns and it attempts to swing at the last thing that attacked it.
Thank you.
I need you to make a dodge roll for me, please. You're going to roll a d20 and add your agility.
13. I don't have a plus to my agility.
13, unfortunately, is not high enough, as it will connect with its jaws. Go ahead and roll a d12, please.
5.
5. You will take 5 points of damage. Unless it is going to outright kill you, it will drop you to 1.
I have medium armor. Can I use that in any way?
You can as well. You will
Okay.
take that and you will reduce that damage by whatever you roll.
3. So only 2 damage.
2 damage, yes.
Okay.
All right. So as it clamps down on your arm, it locks in for a moment, doing 2 points of damage, causing you to slightly drop the flail as the body crumbles and falls down to the side, burning up, its jaws still clamped around you, the heat warming the metal.
Can we do something about this, please? Hello?
Anybody?
Yeah.
I like to pull my crowbar and try and jam that open for
All right, go
my
ahead.
lady.
Go ahead and give me a strength roll, please.
No, it's not going to work. It's only a 6.
Only a 6. Okay, so you're trying to do it and it's not working. It's not happening. Is our fair lady? She's screaming in pain. Is she doing anything to summon her footman, or is she just as cold as her heart and uncaring of the situation that she is in?
She's actually kind of into pain play, so she's kind of just mildly uncomfortable with this right now. Mostly worried about
Sure.
the fire.
Choice. Fair enough. Like the fire is still going, the body's on fire, it is still obviously not moving, and but your arm is very much trapped inside of this burning bear trap, for lack of a better term.
Is there like a switch or anything that I can like?
You have to literally pry it apart and
Okay.
set it in order to get it to open back up.
I'm gonna try to pry it off of my arm, like using my arm as leverage, like the one
Okay.
that's trapped in it.
All right, go ahead and roll me strength, please.
Can I join with my crowbar to help in any way?
You may help, which will give her an additional d4 on the roll.
Okay.
Yeah, the footman has got his crowbar out and he's trying to help.
So that is an 18 total.
All right, so you managed to get it pried apart and get your arm out of there, although it has a jagged scar and rip through on your arm where it kind of sunk in. You can actually see chunks of your bone.
I'm gonna like hold my arm
exposed.
out to the footman to lick.
And we're out of initiative on that very... Yep. Friends. Okay. And so now you are here, but the fire is limited to the body before you. What do you wish to do?
I will tell Mongrel to find some more flammable liquids. And while he's doing that, I will reach into my bag and pull out a scroll, an ancient scroll that I have. It is the scroll of the grace of a dead saint.
Okay.
And I will use one of my abilities to use the powers. I have 3 per day to unroll the scroll, and I will kneel next to the queen and say, I must apologize, my queen, but I will take the pain away. And then I will lay a hand
You must.
on her arm, and I will intone the prayer of the grace of the dead saints, invoking ancient healing magics that somehow, even with the state of the world, managed to persist to this day and hopefully heal some of her wounds. Is the footman also equally wounded?
The footman is not wounded. Though, I mean, he's essentially a walking wound, but, you know.
Right. But if there's somebody, because the scroll allows me to heal 2 people, so if there's nobody else that's wounded, that's fine. It will just be the queen.
Thus far, only the queen has been injured.
And I will heal the queen for 7 points of damage, up to 7 points.
Why, she's even looking a bit lively, one might say.
A
Look
little
at the
flush to
footman.
my cheeks.
Little blush, yeah. little breath of life happening within your cheeks.
Sorry for
but-
stealing your fun.
Well, what do? Do you continue with your plan to set the bar ablaze? Or now do you press on to the wood beyond the town?
Hmm.
Do we still hear like the bear?
Oh, you hear something outside.
Does it sound really close?
Not particularly. It sounds like it's patrolling.
Is the barkeep down?
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
Okay. I go
Okay,
back to
good.
removing his shoe.
Very well. You pull off his shoe.
Does he have toes?
Yes, he does. 7 on 1 foot, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
Not a bad memo.
That's a lot of fucking toes. I like this. This is we're winning. He pulls out this dagger from his robing, and you can see it's got this film of crust on it in various shades of yellow and green with a bit of blood splatter. You always got to keep your trusty toe knife. Good, it's good. And he's going to take a few of the toes from the barkeep.
Which toes?
His big toe and the 2 next to him.
Outstanding. And now you have 3 toes.
Say, I was trying to get you a bit of a trinket, my queen, before he came spidering about with those tentacles. And he's gonna hand you the largest of the toe. Just for
I'll put it in
you.
my mouth.
Yes. Does this please you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. He tucks one of the toes away in his own robes and then gives one of the toes to his pet rat that comes popping out of his hood expectantly.
God damn it.
I roll it around in my mouth.
It's a bit nutty.
Let's set fire to this place.
It's a bit like almonds.
I immediately start grabbing anything that looks like it's a higher alcohol vintage.
All right. There is plenty of that here.
Okay.
Toss it on there. Let's get it burning and head out the back door.
So you set about lighting the place on fire, to which you have next to no real problems doing so. There's plenty of fire around. There's plenty of kindling, for lack of a better term. But as you do, the building begins to light ablaze, and that sound whoosh begins to crawl up the walls and around, lighting every piece of dry wood it can find on fire as the heat begins to build. And as you slip out the back door, you hear the unmistakable sound of glass bursting as the heat within begins to crack and shatter the bottles within, which only further fuels the flames that are burning inside of the inn as you slip behind in the back alleyway behind several of the inns. And while for a moment you have a bit of respite, you still have to get out of town, for your trail is beyond. How do you wish to proceed?
I will summon my hawk once more and ask him to find us a clear path out of town from his vantage point up in the sky. Fly, Eldritch. Guide us. Guide us out of this stinking pisshole.
It takes off and flies, and it's gone for about, we'll say 5 minutes at most, before it comes back and it lands. No clear way. Not a clear way, but there's places where, you'd have less people to encounter. You could try sneaking out, but there's no clear way. Stay out of Main Street. The man, bear, pig thing is very scary, and it is large.
Why the fuck are they trying to stop us from leaving? Isn't the Baron their leader?
No. The cult of the Dawn is their leader. That's what they keep talking about ever since you guys left. They said something about, like noble sacrifices or something like that, and trying to find last good souls and things along those lines. Something along those lines. But I know that's not none of you. You're all a bunch of shitbags.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right.
Yeah. Hey,
my queen.
can you get that rat? I'm kind of hungry, and you've been feeding me nothing but nuts, and I'm not about it.
Well,
Do you want the toe?
Don't give him a fucking toe.
Do you
I
want
draw
the
the
toe?
line at toes. No, I draw the line at toes. Don't you fucking dare. Do not.
You don't have
eat
to listen to him. He's not the boss of you.
Yes, I am actually.
Actually,
Don't.
yeah, he is. He holds.
Yeah,
the
but I'm
pace.
the boss of him, so.
No. He's really into degradation, so that's just why he listens to what you say.
That's not true.
Toe?
No, I don't know where that's been, and if
In
it's
my
been
mouth.
then definitely no. I've seen your
Yeah.
teeth.
Fucking picky ass bird.
Yeah, that's why I'm alive and you're kind of dead.
Shall I kill the bird with me toe knife, McLean?
It literally, its head turns and stares at you like it's like, you want to go? You want to go, little man?
I
Don't
don't
you
quite
forget
likes
that.
it myself. It always shits on me head but misses me mouth.
We'll let it live for now, but it is on thin fucking ice.
Did you hear that, bird?
It begins to flap a little bit and then like hops over to Ulver's other shoulder. Thought you said you were just gonna kill them.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
The fuck
Word.
does that mean?
Work faster. And it like flaps its bird and takes off.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Look, there's more trouble ahead. Do you want to try to hide and wait it out, or do you want to just say fuck it and YOLO?
What does YOLO mean?
It means going ahead and doing what we can to get through it.
That seems like too many words for the amount of words and letters in that word that you said. Why don't we just sneak? We could just very quietly try to sneak out of town.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, we could just stab our way through.
Yes, we try to sneak. Sneak doesn't work. We get noticed. We kill whoever notices us. We are on our way.
I like this.
I agree with this plan, especially if we could stab something else.
Fine then.
Everybody make your agility rolls, please.
Use your advantages.
Yeah, would anyone like to use your omens?
Woohoo. 8 18.
You will have to
Yeah.
roll on this. You can't take an auto success.
20.
18 as well.
All right.
What is with these 16s tonight? I rolled another fucking 16.
You managed 16's enough though. You managed to make it through as you're ducking around and weaving, and you see this. You get your first glance at the bear creature. It is large. It is massive, but it looks very much as though it is an amalgamation of a man, a bear, and a pig. It has massive tusks that come out of its face. It has arms and legs like that of a man, only it is the size of a bear, and it has a bear's head. Hooved feet as it walks around, and the cultist looking people moving about it keeps chanting the same thing. It is the divine. It has been touched. The old gods will once again walk amongst us. We have brought them back. It has brought us this gift, and it hungers. And as they say that, it reaches down and grabs one of the cultists, and its mouth opens up, and it fits a whole head inside of its mouth, and you hear the cultist recite, "It has chosen me! It has chosen me!" as it bites down on its head, and you hear the crunching and cracking of bone and the gush of flesh and brain as it pours out of either side of its tusked mouth, and the crunching sound of it grinding, and you hear it speak in a low guttural voice saying, "I crave the one that killed my father. I have his scent, little pustule." And you see it sniff at the air. And even though you are cloaked in shadows, it looks down the alleyway at you. Footman, you can feel its eyes upon you. And it sniffs in your direction.
How do you manage to piss off everyone?
It's a special talent, in it?
Yeah, have you met the footman?
What did you do to his father? His brother? What was it? What's he angry about?
Not sure. Perhaps it was the barkeep.
I'm feeling the footman's right. Likely it was the barkeep.
The
Oops.
family tree in this fucking village is fucked up.
Family tree, fields of family bush.
I mean,
Agreed.
there are other families with fucked up family trees, but we don't speak of them.
What
How
was
do
it,
you
Mary?
think that this thing came to be?
I've got quite a nice picture in my head.
Do you think that he fucked the bear?
Well, you see, when you pay favors to things that are long dead but have a small vestiges clinging to life, they'll grant those the things that they desire most. And when they desire those things, they take on odd forms. And you see, that one there, that's the child of a person of truly interesting desires and power. As you look over and you see this white-haired individual, face scarred all up, and a big X through that brandished sun symbol across his brow. I'm willing to bet that y'all are running from the cult, or are you trying to stop it? Because you definitely ain't members. Not of that social club.
You got a way out of this street, old man?
Oh, of course I do. But what's it worth to you? And don't threaten to kill me. I've seen death. It's not that big a deal. Matter of fact, feels kind of nice.
Do you want
What-
the silver?
He reaches out and he grabs your hand with the silver and he sniffs it. He pulls it out in such a way that your fingers extend. And he goes, "Nah, I'll take this." And he bites off your index finger and swallows it down.
What the fuck, dude?
That'll work. You want
Him in
to?
the face.
Oh, you give me another one?
No.
I
I already
mean,
lost a toe, okay? Stop this.
well, that's what you get for the outside starting to reflect the in. Come on, you little miscreants. I'll get you out of fucking town. Don't you worry about that one. Not
I
one
like
bit.
hold my nub up to my footman, just like look at what he did to your queen.
Would you like me to suck upon it, Queen?
Please.
He puts it in his mouth.
Fuck.
Oh, that's good.
Was that
That's
good,
real-
my Queen?
It was good for me. Was it good for you?
It was very good for me. If you like, I could take one of the spare toes I took from the barkeep and stick it on in place.
I guess something is better than nothing.
I suppose.
I look at Mongrel.
I think I'm gonna go give myself over to the fucking bear.
Might be an easier way to go.
Are you trying to fuck a bear too?